All right, how we doing, guys? Here we are in our second week of our class, and we are now at our first essay. And this is how the course is going to proceed. We're going to have 1 week of doing exercises and article reading for our mode of discourse, narrative in this case, and then the following week we will write our essay devoted to that mode of discourse. So today we will talk about the narrative essay. So all of our essays in this class, excluding the research essay that comes at the end, are going to be about 2 to 3 pages, 2 pages minimum. This is going to be about 5 paragraphs, let's say. Look at the format sheet in our lessons tab. You guys will see the paper format attachment. That'll give you all the specifications for the format and the typeface size of the text. So please look at that carefully. Also, in the narrative section in SCC, Successful College Composition, the textbook, okay? In the narrative area, chapter 3.1, you guys will see a student example right underneath the exercises you guys did over the past week. Right underneath exercise 3, you will see a student example. So that is really a good one to follow because it gives you the correct format and it really captures the flow of a narrative essay. Essentially what you want to do is try to think of one big life-changing moment. Remember, we can't catalog your entire life from birth to now because you don't have enough space to talk about that in 2 to 3 pages. So just focus on one particularly meaningful life moment, okay? Maybe you haven't seen your dad in years, and one night you and your mom and sister are sitting down to dinner. There's a knock at the door. You open up the door, and the man you haven't seen in, let's say, 10 years suddenly reappears in your life. Your long-lost father, back in your life. Unexpected, no call, he's just there, okay? All right, and we're off, okay? So that's what I'm talking about, a big life-changing moment. Of course, it doesn't have to be that. I mean, how you define a life-changing moment might be different than how I define a life-changing moment. Maybe it was the first time you went on a roller coaster and that was conquering your fear of heights and G-forces and all that stuff. Overcoming a fear, overcoming an obstacle, those are all good topics as well. Maybe your first day in high school, your first day in college, whatever it is. So many things you could pick, okay? And really, like we said last video, if you did the exercises with the idea in mind that you were building to your narrative essay, well, you could just use what you did in the exercises, okay? Remember, we said that those exercises could very well be your little building blocks for your actual essay, okay? So maybe you want to just use what you've already done there and add to it a little bit more for a full-fledged narrative essay, okay? So we have a week in which to do this, Sunday the 14th, 11:59 p.m. Also due is our first journal. The journals are a kind of more of a reflective outlet for you guys to talk about our mode of discourse, narrative in this case. I ask you guys to kind of think about why is storytelling such an integral, essential human activity? Why do we tell stories, since we're talking about stories, narratives? So that is the other thing to do. So last week we had 3 things to do: no-show assignment discussion board, SCC exercises, and the 2 essays, George Orwell, Bonnie Smith Yackle, and you had the discussion questions attached there. This week we have 2 things: an essay, okay, so I'd budget your time wisely, and the journal. The journal shouldn't take you very long. Look in the journal link in lessons and you will see the first journal there, okay? I just read the instructions and you will be off to the races. And that's where everything will be, everybody, in the Lessons tab, and then go to the shell folders, okay? So the first folder, shell 1, is weeks 1 and 2. This is our second week. Once we are done this week, you've turned in your narrative, we'll move on to the second shell for weeks 3 and 4, okay? So your essay is going to be submitted in that second week folder. The journal, though, will be submitted in the journal folder. There's a separate folder for journals and a separate folder for blogs. We won't talk about blogs right now. We'll probably get into that next week. But make sure your journal is submitted in the journals folder, okay, in the narrative journal link inside, okay? Also, guys, if you have an issue or a question or something needs to be resolved, it's better to come to me earlier in the week, naturally, okay? Just to give you guys a sense of where I am, if I've already said this, our class is 27 students. My other class with GNTC is about 10 students. Then I teach middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, 5 classes. So all in all, we're looking at about upwards of 85, 95 students, let's say. And this is all going into the pot of written assignments due at a certain time, homework due at a certain time. So I'm constantly grading and assigning things. That's just, being a teacher, duh, right? So I try to budget my time wisely. I'm also taking classes in school myself. This is all to say, I'm sort of in the same boat in a certain sense as you guys are, being a student, okay? An online student, especially, we need to budget our time appropriately and responsibly. This is all to say, if you come to me, especially during the weekend, I wouldn't expect an immediate turnaround. Really, the fact that I'm engaging with you during the weekend is just because I want to resolve your problem. I no longer want the problem to be on my shoulders, okay? That's how I am with emails. I just want to get you what you need. On to the next one. Like, boom, 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 okay? I don't like outstanding emails. I like to answer your question, hopefully clearly and to the point. If you need further clarification, I'm glad to help you. I'll do what I can. But I try to turn around emails really quick, but don't expect miracles if you are writing to me at the last minute, hours before an assignment is due on a Sunday. It's just no bueno, okay? So during the week, clarification earlier, preferably, we could get your issues resolved more quickly. For the essay this week, if you want me to look at something you're writing, okay, I'm happy to do that. But if you submit a draft to me as of midnight Thursday, I will not look at it. No questions asked, okay? This isn't to be a jerk. It's just that, again, prioritizing all the students, all the things I have to read. I'm trying to make a little window here. So from Monday to Wednesday, or Monday through Wednesday, before the strike of midnight, turning into Thursday, I'm glad to look at a draft or spitball ideas with you. Hey, I'm thinking of doing this, writing about this time. What do you think? Okay, I'm happy to let you know. Generally speaking, we want to avoid issues, stories, accounts, essays, whatever, that have to do with harm to yourself or others, okay? That stuff, I have to report it, okay? So be very judicious and careful with what you choose to write about. And if you want me to sign off on it, approve it, I'm happy to do that. But again, you have to get me this early in the week, okay? So I'm happy to do that. Just be in communication with me, please, okay? So wish you guys good luck on the essay. Again, there is a model, a student model in the SCC Unit 3.1 underneath your exercise 3. And then there's also the paper format attachment for how things look as well. The announcement for the week, don't forget to read each week's announcement. Gives you all the particular specifics on the essay as well. These videos, by the way, are just a touch, okay? I don't have to do them, and we are not in a virtual class. It's not like we were in an in-person class, and then COVID happened, and now we're trying to figure it out, and here I am, trying to simulate a classroom environment with you guys. This is just me putting in FaceTime with you guys. So the videos are just kind of a personal touch, okay? There aren't a lot of graphics. There are no graphics, bells, whistles. I just put myself in front of this cell phone of mine, kind of dish on what we are doing, just for kind of a personal element. Otherwise, we would just be me giving you text assignments and you doing them, okay? So don't let these videos like throw you for a loop or confuse you or anything. Really, week by week, everything you should need is going to be in the assignment descriptions. But looking at the videos is good because sometimes I might touch on something in more detail, or maybe I forgot something in the announcement, okay? That's why these are here too. These videos are complements to the announcements, okay? All right, everybody, I am going to sign off, and let's have a good week too. And happy essay writing. Happy to look at what you got. Submit it to me early in the week, though. All right. Peace. Bye.